National Nutrition Natural Health Reviews. 3 minutes of the latest naturopathic info with Canada's leading nutrition experts. Watch, learn, and get healthy naturally.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan Beatty, naturopath and a health expert here at nationalnutrition.ca. One of the best feelings you can have is boundless energy, but unfortunately many people don't get to experience this every day. They suffer from fatigue, and that can be due to a number of reasons. So what I'm here to do today is to try and teach you some hints and tips you can use to return energy into your life and help battle that fatigue that you may be having. So there's a number of reasons you can end up fatigued, and we're going to go through those so you can try and identify what may be creating your fatigue for you. The first thing you want to rule out is actually anemia. So having too low iron or too low B12 can change the way your blood cells transport oxygen and essentially the way in which they transport energy. Obviously, that's going to lead to fatigue. If you can't get the oxygen to your cells so that they can properly burn sugar and create energy in your cells, you're going to feel fatigued. Okay, the cells are not going to be able to function optimally. Think about it as a car. If you cannot get enough gasoline to the engine, it's just not going to work. It's going to stall out, and that's going to be the end of your day. That's when your fatigue is going to really set in. So optimizing the transport of energy units within the body is the key, and that's where you want to rule out anemia. So you can go to your doctor, they can test your iron, they can test your B12 levels, and that can help you identify if a simple nutrient deficiency might be what's holding you back. I mean, nutrients often get underestimated, but the definition of a nutrient is the basic molecules required to support and sustain life in the absence of disease. So if you have any level of nutrient deficiency, that's automatically going to translate into a disease state, and with disease comes symptoms, and one of those major ones can be fatigue. Another thing you're going to want to rule out is low thyroid function. Your thyroid is essentially like the thermostat of your body, and if it gets turned down, your furnace is turned down, and that means it's burning less energy. And if you're not using that energy, if you're not burning that fuel, you're not going to have the energy through your day. So you want to get your thyroid checked and make sure that it is working optimally, because an underactive thyroid may be the cause of a lot of the fatigue in your day. Other things you're going to want to try and address is your adrenal function. The adrenal gland is this powerful little gland that sits on top of your kidney. This is actually the target of a lot of energy drinks and things like that. The trouble with using those kind of products, though, is that if your adrenal gland is already running on fumes and then you drink an energy drink and that's essentially hammering on the gas, what you're actually going to do is you're going to deplete it even further, and you're going to worsen your lows. Your fatigue is going to get worse and worse and worse, and you're going to become more and more dependent on this artificial energy that's in an energy drink. And the trouble with that is those energy drinks can contribute to a number of problems as far as arrhythmias in the heart, and they can actually contribute to cardiovascular disease. And then because many of them are just loaded with sugars, or in some cases they're loaded with artificial sweeteners, they either contribute to the development of diabetes, or in the case of most artificial sweeteners, they're neurotoxic, so they can actually lead to neural degeneration. So these are why we want to avoid those energy drinks and really work on, if we're tired during the day, let's work on our adrenal. So some of the things that you might look at supporting your body with. Well, if you're iron deficient, you'll want to get tested for this one, but supplementing with iron might be a really simple way to correct your energy. The reason you want to get tested first is iron, if there's too much, could be toxic, so you only want to be taking it if it's appropriate for you. Now, there are other supplements that you can use that you don't have to worry about quite so much. B12, on the other hand, although it can treat anemia, there's no known toxicity with it. So taking some B12, whether you know your B12 levels or not, isn't really going to cause you any harm. And if you are deficient, that's going to help boost your energy. Other things that you can look at are adrenal support. There's a number of different ways to support the adrenals. You can support them by using adrenal glandulars, or there's a number of herbs, Siberian ginseng, Korean ginseng, and ashwagandha, rhodiola. These are all very, very effective ways that you can support your adrenal gland, allow it to function more optimally, and that will create energy through the day. The adrenal gland is where adrenaline comes from. Your body's ability to manufacture it and manufacture it properly is what will help dictate your energy through the day, and that's going to be dependent on a functional adrenal gland. Then, if you have an underactive thyroid, you're going to want to look at doing some thyroid support. In some cases, adding in things like zinc and selenium can be helpful to improve your body's receptivity to your thyroid hormone. As well, you may need to supplement with iodine. Especially in Canada, iodine deficiency is incredibly common, and your body requires iodine in order to manufacture thyroid hormone. So you want to get tested and make sure your iodine levels are adequate, because that may actually contribute to an underfunctioning thyroid gland, and it could be an easily fixable problem. So I hope these tips have helped you develop more energy in your day. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Any questions or comments, post them below. And always remember, knowledge is health.